But anyways, going into because so like part of what I want to cover today is like just kind of Leo, like kind of Leo as a character, and then maybe we can go off into like some other like general questions. But my first question, I guess, would be like, as far as like Leo's neutral tools, what like what are they, and how do most characters go about like keeping Leo out and keep contesting him?
All right, yeah, I can go over that. So Leo is generally he's generally like rushing down most characters, and he's like trying to like close the distance
Mm,
because most characters I mean either need to be in the same space as him anyways or are trying to keep him out.
mm,
So most of the time you are like running at your opponent or like standing like right where you want to run in, and then like dashing with like a 5k or like a 2s or a 5h.
yeah.
And all these moves are really good for their own reasons. This move is just fast. 2K is really fast, really active. So
Mm,
this move can like trip people up who are trying to run into Leo.
yeah.
Usually you don't. Usually most characters don't want to just run right into Leo, um, but sometimes you have to. Like, for example, this move, this 5H and like this far slash, they both go into this like guard stance, and it's the same exact thing, no matter which button you're holding.
Yeah.
Um, he still like he still has the same hitbox, same like same follow-up attack, but basically this move it guards everything except throws and
And
lows.
sweeps.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
I haven't thought about throws.
yeah, throw you can run up and just like wild throw him. Oh here let me get in the guard stance again, and then you can just like dash up throw. Yeah, you can wild
Yeah.
throw too. So it's actually really relevant if you like for most characters that are normally trying to stay away from him, like Ram is trying to keep him at a distance. If he
Yeah.
goes into this stance though, Ram is fast enough that she could just dash up in 2k or like 2s, and usually it'll punish him.
Hmm.
Uh, and Soul got like a little bit of a buff on his 2k, so it allows him to do that more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you could do 2k 2d probably all the way over there, almost.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Almost. Yeah. It's just about.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the button you're hitting him the most with if he's stuck in the stance, as well as 2D if you just want to dash up in 2D
Hmm.
right here. So those two buttons are super important for Soul. Unfortunately, 2S is not a low, so it won't work the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can also interrupt the stance. Like it has one hit of armor if he does his follow-up attack. So there are times where your JH can like if you ID JH, that should beat out the stance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to time it, so I don't always recommend it.
Yeah.
Try it, yeah, like that. And when he armors through an attack, he loses some health. So if he's like down to a pixel, yeah, like right there, like the
Oh,
armor
wow.
can lose. It's just pretty tricky to do so. This attack that comes out of the guard stance, it's 10 frames. So it's a very fast attack, so it can end up anti-airing your air dash sometimes. But if you're quick with your air dash like that, you read like a 5H, if you read
Hmm.
that he's gonna do this move, there's a chance that it could work out and you get a whole counter hit combo. So I think that's pretty relevant for like Soul versus Leo.
Yeah.
Um, so Leo, but most of the time, yeah, Leo's trying to do dash 2k, dash 5k, maybe some 2s, a bit of
Hmm.
5H if he wants to counter hit you. And all of these moves will at least like lead into like this knockdown, and he dashes up, does it again, or
Yeah.
he dashes up and throws you at any point. Like he might even like be so like scary with like his buttons. Like he might be showing off like all these like different buttons, and then he just dashes up and throws you because he knows you're scared.
Uh-huh.
So it could get really scary. Just like being like even near this character. Oh, and sweep is so relevant. Just because how far it moves him.
Yeah. I mean,
It
it definitely is like a very advancing move.
Yeah, you need a bit of a dash with it, but once you like input the dash, he goes so far, and it's a really good knockdown for him. And he gets back turn on most lightweights, pretty much every lightweight, and on mediums and heavies, he plays like a little bit of an RPS after,
Hmm.
because he can whiff this move after, and there's like a bit of an RPS there, which we can talk about later. It's just that's like more about like the offense stuff.
Uh-huh.
I think I went over everything. He likes to do air dash back and do this move because JH got a new buff where the tip of it is like disjointed. So you
Oh,
saw a lot of my round
that's good
starts.
to know.
A lot of my round starts, I would IED back JH,
Mhm.
but you actually did the right option with round start Fafnir to call it out. Pretty nice. Because by doing Fafnir, you actually like kind of go past the disjoint and just hit me.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like IED back JH is better like away from round start distance, so like a bit farther away, like here, or like if I'm cornered, I might be jumping and just doing this because
Yeah.
I'm like scared of getting thrown. Pretty important move.
So it's
for Leo
good.
to
It's
do.
good, like corner defensive.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very much. And then if you do like Gunflame or something from really far away, I can just IED and do that too.
Yeah, yeah, I saw you do that a couple times, and it made me really respect, like, it made me refrain from using it a bit, just because I saw, I was like, oh my god, like calling that out.
Right.
Like-
It's yeah, doing like 6S Gunflame is very scary, because then if I block 6S
Mm.
and then you do Gunflame, I could just jump over it at most spacings. Yeah, like that. And then if I jump forward, or well, I need like some distance. Alright. I think like here's good. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty risky. Soul's in a lot more recovery than it looks like, honestly. So if I just press the right button here, like JH, then it should be a free punish for me.
Yeah, like that's the thing with oh gosh, with Gunflame, is I know it does have like pretty high recovery.
Yep. And most opponents, like if they think that you're gonna do a lot of Gunflame, they'll start blocking your like your successes and then just holding up forward like in anticipation. So like at a distance, if
Yeah.
you get like 6S, I'm just gonna be blocking, and then as soon as I finish blocking, I'm just gonna jump forward because I have a feeling you're gonna do Gunflame like that. And sometimes it's not always a punish, but if I air dash, it can be
Mm.
like that. And then Leo gets like so much off of this, or almost a combo, but yeah.
Cool.
Alright, so we went over, yeah, pretty much everything as far as like how Leo like wants to play neutral, how Leo wants to get in. There's like a bunch of different buttons,
Mhm.
and the next, or well, the last part of it is just like a lot of the best Leo players like don't even particularly need any specific move to get in. Sometimes they will just dash in, and their opponent will want to like wall them out with like Soul like doing 2S
Yeah.
or like 3D to like wall Leo out. If I see that you're pressing these, I could just whiff punish. Oh wow, that reaches really far. I'm being put in proximity guard. So at any point I see like one of these moves whiff, and then I might get like a 2k or yeah, like 2k 2D whiff punish or something like that.
So it's like you can
And-
kind of fake them out, have them with something, and then you can kind of step in and do all that.
Right. That's like Leo's like most common whiff punish, like the 5k.
Mhm.
He does 5k, 6k flash kick, and
Yeah.
it's like huge reward on hit for a whiff punish. It's like really good. So if I see you even like whiff a 2s, there's like the threat of there's a threat of me just whiff punishing with like a 5k. So it means you have to be careful, like, and you can't always commit to just pressing the same button to like keep Leo away.
Yeah.
You might have to mix things up so that it's harder for him to just dash in and get a whiff punish.
Okay.
So things like Soul 2S, Soul 2K are really good at that. Trying to think what other moves. 2D can be good sometimes, but it has a bit more recovery than
Then like the
your
other moves.
2K.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5K not so much. He's just stuck there for like too long. But yeah, even like jabs, yeah, honestly jabs are like fine. If you can like confirm, like do like jab and a revolver.
Ooh.
Oops. Yeah, like that. Like
Yeah.
if Leo like runs in too far and just gets jabbed out, like you want to have those like ready, like that. It's like the same as doing that.
Cool. And as far
yeah.
as like Leo's wake up and flash kick, like the DP, that like I know that essentially kind of leads to his win condition, which is the back turn. How do you structure the offense on him to mitigate that risk while not giving up your turn each time?
So how do I run back turn offense to keep my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so every type of like stance knockdown is a little bit different.
Mm.
There's different mind games for each one, especially on like medium weights like Soul. So this is like a very nuanced. I could actually give like a whole like I guess like textbook on like all this stuff. But to sum it up, basically flash kick, like raw flash kick, and
Mm.
then whiff punishes into flash kick, or like if I do like 5k 6k flash kick.
Yeah.
These are different because, well, these are different in that the flash kick one, you have to do, depending on like the weight of your character, Leo has to do a different move, or else he like his follow up will lose the throw because he has to do flash kick, and then he has to do this move afterwards to go through them and like get back turn. Oh yeah,
Mm.
the health bars in this can't be like regenerated, so it could be a little annoying. But
Yeah. I mean, we could just hit, you know, the
okay.
reset button.
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, like try mashing grab on wake up, like right here. Okay, so back turn S is specifically meant to counter hit middleweights, but and so does back turn K. So if I do flash kick, back turn K, like the kick, that's gonna counter hit a throw. If I do flash kick, if I do flash kick into S, that's supposed to counter hit throw as well. So he can do a low and he can do a mid, and the mid's pretty good. But he can't. All of his other mix-ups, like the overhead, or if he like leaves the stance and goes to throw you, all of these would lose to you doing wake up grab. So you have to get pretty creative on some hits with like, okay, are they gonna respect? Are they gonna respect the kick or the mid on wake up and not throw, or do you think like, is my opponent gonna wake up throw because they think I'm gonna do the overhead? I should show you really quick. The overhead does actually, even though he jumps off the ground, I'm gonna do flash kick and I'm gonna do overhead. You can grab it. Yeah, so that's the startup for my overhead. So off the flash kick knockdown, if you just mash grab, Leo can't do overhead. He has to go low or go mid.
Okay.
Or he could just run away. Like if I don't know why you want to do that, but off the flash kick knockdown. Oh here, I'll do flash kick and then just like run away to bait your throw. Yeah, so or well you could stay there, just like press grab on wake up. Just want to show that like Leo could like also, yeah, he can also dash through you to make your throw whiff. So to beat that, you have to delay your.
That's kind of interesting. Because I honestly wouldn't expect that, because I know like usually, if I'm not mistaken, like that the little like cross up move where like you're going in between, can't you grab through that? Like, can't you grab that specifically, or is there like?
You can grab it. It just depends on the frame. So certain knockdowns will set it up. Will set it up for Leo that he just dashes through. Like he just buffers the dash through as soon as he finishes recovering from like. So he does flash kick. He does this move and then he buffers the dash through.
Oh.
And yeah, so it auto times the right frame for him to dash through and make your throw whiff, because your character thinks Leo's in front of you. Because Soul thinks Leo's in front of him, but he dashes through right when you press grab.
Yeah.
So the throw will end up whiffing sometimes. This is like very. I think there's like a 1 or 2 frame window where this can happen. I heard it was 1 frame, but it might be 2, where this can happen. You can just dash through you and make your throw whiff. That kind of thing is pretty tricky to deal with. But typically jabs can also just hit Leo, even if he's dashing through. So you'll see like if you do like 2p through some of these, if I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If we like do this enough times, you'll see your jab might hit Leo from behind if I just get the right dash there. So like, yeah. So one of the jabs just like was facing the wrong way entirely. It's kind of hard to show this, but
yeah, I saw it for a second. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it does make the jabs whiff too sometimes, but it's more likely for it to work with a jab because jabs are more active. So that explains a little bit of back turn offense. Basically, just off flash kick, he's not guaranteed the overhead. So typically, to keep my turn, I would want to keep doing like the lows, like
Mhm.
because this low is plus on block too. So he does the low a couple times, then he could cancel, or not cancel, he Gatlings the low into S, or he Gatlings the low into the overhead. So he could Gatling this K button into basically everything. And that the back turn kick really just sets up all of his offense really. Without it, like he'd be a lot more committal. He also wouldn't have a low. So basically, to keep my offense, what I like to do against people who I'm not sure like what their habits are is like I'll just like check them with this a couple times.
Kind of see
then,
what they throw out.
Yeah, because technically you could press in between all three of these kicks on block. Like if you block like 2 of them, and you could just press on the third if you felt like it. It's not really good, but if you want to just like block 2 of these, if you want to like block 2 of these and just jab, yeah. See, like you get counter hit. Like there's technically a window where you could DP too.
Yeah, I think I might have done it.
It's very, very hard though.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can honestly. It's just very, very hard because that whole time you have to worry about like back turn K, like overhead, or back turn K S. If I do a K and a S, I should clarify that really quick. So the kick into itself is in gapless. There is a gap you can like reversal out. But if I do kick into slash, that like combos and then also is like a true block string. So you can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
Really, except like faultless defense him out of the way. So if you faultless defense, he's like way farther, and that kind of like it kind of means he can't go low anymore, right? Because he's all the way over there. I would have to dash up again, and this move is already negative on block. It's -6. So if I dash up after that, it's pretty scary for me. So faultless defense is gonna be like one of the keys to like defending against Leo. If you're like really what's the word? If you're really thinking about it on defense and have the meter for it, I would always recommend like doing faultless defense against back turn. All right, so we went over like just like keeping your turn and back turn. You basically want to like check, like do a bunch of like just checking them with like this, and then also if you see that your opponent's being like super respectful, you just let the overhead rip, or you can like dash through them once or twice and get tricky with it, cross up their inputs. But like I said, these can lose to just the opponent just deciding like, okay, I'm gonna mash like 5k, or I'm gonna mash throw.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason why we're like checking them with this half the time. And you just mix it up. Sometimes you go into the match like, and you get the first hit and you're like, okay, I don't think they're gonna mash the first knockdown, so you just do the overhead, even in places where it wouldn't normally work.
Yeah.
Because you just know they're being respectful.
Now what Leo block string should I be looking to challenge on defense versus just situations where I have to guess correctly?
So like I said with the knockdowns, there's some knockdowns where he can't do the overhead. Like on wake up, or like on your wake up, because it would lose to you doing wake up grab. So those knockdowns would be like flash kick knockdowns. If he does any kind of flash kick into like cross up, you can't typically do the overhead off that, but you can if I do like this pillar ender. I can do overhead. Just get, or yeah, if I throw you too, if I throw you, I can do the overhead. It'll be grab. Oh, I mistimed. There you go. So you can time overhead to hit on your wake up after a throw. You can time overhead to hit meaty after he combos you with the pillar. If he's already in back turn, or if he uses like this move, he can go into overhead seamlessly. So really, they give him like the worst back turn options. Like he has less back turn options on the moves that are like the more defensive ones. So like if he does flash kick, or if he gets a whiff punish with like 2k 2d, like the ones that are more like neutral or defense oriented, like flash kick and like a whiff punish, he doesn't typically get back turn like for free on these. Good example would be here. I'm gonna do here, just mash grab on wake up once I knock you down.
Sure.
Yeah, so and then do it one more time. Right. So if I knock you down with 2k 2d and then do this move, I can't Actually, I don't think I should be able to beat your grab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely that I can get a whiff punish with 2k, 2k 2d, and beat your grab.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's a bunch of, so basically it's understanding which knockdowns have like the most advantage to them. His best knockdowns are easily like the 5k 6k and a flash kick, or if Leo gets any sort of hit into like, or any sort of throw, he can like do whatever he wants with the throw knockdown. And so once you know like which knockdowns he can get certain like setups of off of, like overhead, if he can do overhead off certain things, that helps you like basically it helps you figure out like, okay, what should I represent here as part of the RPS, because it is like on like the first hit of the knockdown, like it is technically like RPS for sure on like, okay, is Leo gonna do overhead, is Leo gonna do the low here, and there's like counterplay to like most strings that he's willing to do, but to go through all of them, like I would have to like kind of show each one by one. The original question was just about like when should you block and when should you do RPS, right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Okay, so I think this comes with like a lot of nuance and like how much resources you have. But with a character like Soul, you actually like have some of the best defense against back turn that you could ask for. You have like the DP, you have like a 3-frame kick. I mean, basically, you have like a normal jump. So jumping out of stuff, like jumping out of like if I do, like say you block like the overhead here. If you block the overhead here and like faultless defense, so if you faultless defense while blocking high, it pushes me back a bit more. So just I guess just kind of notice that like once you block the overhead with faultless defense, I'm actually farther out than typical, and it's hard for me to keep my turn after once you like do that.
Okay.
And that could mean that like you get like a free jump out of the corner to like air dash over me, like that.
Yeah.
Could also mean you push me out of range to do my like back turn S, and might mean you could like 6H me if you want to. So like you follow us these moves, and then you just 6H. You don't even have to dash really. You can just 6H all the way over there.
Really? I guess it does have that range.
Yep. So I start being like out of range to like guarantee that I'm gonna connect my move on you. Like, so if you FD, now I'm like out of range.
Oh, I guess that's another way to do it.
I'm out of range to do to like just hit you for free.
Yeah.
So you then like get to pick like, okay, like how do I want to handle this? In easy way, or not like particularly easy, but like one way you can like safely go about this is faster moves like 6H, like I mentioned, Bandit Revolver, Gunflame if you want to stay far away from Leo.
Yeah.
Because then I have to either leave the stance or I have to reflect the move, and reflecting the move is not like in my favor. It doesn't really reflect it either. I just kind of go through it. So if you Gunflame right now,
okay,
and I parry, actually it does kind of send it back. Oh wow, okay.
Right, so, yeah.
So you want to save Gunflame then for like I forgot that happens. So you want to save Gunflame for like if you just see me doing this a bunch or something, because then I'm already like committing to this move. Yeah, if I just commit to like one extra or something. So it's just like one of the few ways you can like get around it, but typically you want to do like a move that actually hits Leo, like a 6H, or even like dash up DP. Just like you just want to hit Leo to get him out of this stance really, and just show him like, hey, like stop messing around. I would very much recommend you do like a disjoint, like not any like kick button or anything. You want to do like 6H.
Yeah.
Here, let me go into stance again. Try like 2S from here.
2S?
Yeah. Like a bit farther. Yeah.
Oh.
So 2S can do it. 2D might do it. Yeah. 2S looks like it's a bit better, but 2D might also be able to do it. So it's the same thing like we talked about, like handling Leo in neutral without the stance. You kind of want to use those same moves for like when he's in the stance. If he's just messing around, like if you FD him out and then Leo's kind of scrambling to get back in, you can interrupt him with like 2S. You can like do fast moves like 6H bin or whatever. Basically, you want to. So to go back to the original question, you kind of bubble him out with like FD if you have the meter for it, and then once he's out of range to actually like do like Vector K or the slash starts whiffing, he has to either expect you to just run into this, or he has to do overhead, or he has to like leave the stance. So either way, you're like either forcing him to overcommit, and like we saw how like you can get like 2S counter hit, or you can unstance and basically you just get him out of the stance. You block enough to get him out of the stance.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that's if I like commit to like if I commit to staying in the stance. If I don't, if I just choose to leave the stance early, then I can be a little bit plus on block. Like it's +5. If I do like this, oops. If I do this and then unstance and dash at you, I'm +5. So technically I can do this, just Fraction S, unstance, throw. But to answer that, you have like the usual options that beat throw, like jump, 5k, jump 5k. You have what was the other one?
Jump 5k.
You can just throw. You can tech throw yourself. You can wild throw if you know he's gonna dash up throw you. And if you bubble him out too with FD, he has to dash up a little bit more than usual. Ooh. Yeah, he has to dash up a lot more. So Leo's dash, if I just press throw immediately, I won't reach. So I have to dash up like really far to get like the throw. So if you see me dash up like that far in, you might think like, okay, maybe I should get out of the way. Maybe I should jump, or maybe I should press like 5k or something.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to like think about. It's just like the farther he is from you in stance, the more likely he's gonna want to keep the stance with some like greedy option. So he has like a bunch of those, honestly. So keeping track of all of them is pretty tough. Is there a specific like back turn move that you want to like learn how to counter? Do you think like?
I mean the tricky one for me has been slash, and you kind of went over a little bit of that with me. You know, with kind of using the disjoints. I mean, I don't think I could use 6H against that, because I know that's sort of a disjoint, but
6H kind of functions as a whiff punish, so you'd have to like watch the move whiff and then like press it.
Yeah, like it's tight timing. It looks like though.
The timing on it's really rough. Yeah, maybe 2S is probably better. Forcing a clash is also fine, because if Leo clashes in stance, and he presses another button, you saw how I left the stance because I'm mashing like slash. So if Leo clashes when he's in the stance and just presses the same button, he'll just leave the stance.
Oh.
So by clashing, you actually get him out of the stance too, which is honestly like fine for you. He actually like does end up whiffing this move too, so you can do something about that after too.
Okay. So
we went over slash. I mean, there's not really too much else with that move to like talk about. Unfortunately, you can't heavy mob it really.
Yeah, no.
Because he has the overhead. The overhead actually jumps up enough off the ground to where he can go over heavy mob and not get grabbed.
Wow.
But if you're really sick and nasty, you can actually whiff punish this move with heavy mob if you really feel like like that, yeah. So it could happen. It's just pretty like
you have
hard
to time it like specifically.
Yep. So that right there, I like could not cancel into anything really.
Huh. That's interesting to know.
Mhm.
Now,